So something really interesting came up during the first week of my 6-figure money mindset makeover program. And in this first week, we look at uncovering blocks. And what we looked at was, what are the stories you're telling yourself that you might not even realize you're telling yourself? So one of the stories that came up, what I realized was it's really interesting because a lot of entrepreneurs actually think this, but they don't really realize they think it. So if you're watching this because you read the title and you're like, oh, that's interesting, I think you'll find this really valuable. So the thought that came up for this particular person was that if she gets too much money, she won't be relatable anymore. And this person is a charismatic, kind people person. So connection matters to her. And she really values relationships with strangers, with friends, with family, and building new connections as she goes. This is a large part of her identity. And what we do know is that human beings will always live out from their identity, the way in which they see themselves. So if you see yourself as a relatable person, but deep down you have this belief that if you make too much money, you won't be relatable anymore, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to make enough money you're never going to get to that point because who you are at your core is relatable. So what we have to do is we have to bring together the realization that you can be relatable and you can have money. So here's the process we went through for this person. The first thing I asked her is, well, how do you relate to people? She said, well, usually when I'm meeting someone, I'll try to figure out where our connection points are, like where we've traveled together or things that we like or, movies maybe we've seen, but try to find that common connection. I said, well, that's wonderful. Do you need money for that? And of course the answer is no, because all of those things she talked about, you don't need to have oodles of money for. The other thing that we looked at was, that's very, very important actually, is that money doesn't change you. Money is a magnifier of who you are. And if money happens to change you, that is your choice to change. But it is not because getting more money immediately changes you. Money is just a magnifier of who you are. So if you're a connector and you make more money, you'll probably use your money to find more ways to connect and help people connect. The other thing that we talked about that I think is really great to think about if this is something that's on your mind is the more money you make in your business means that you've grown your business, which means that you've grown. And if you've grown, that means you're wiser, you're more educated, you're likely more understanding. You have because it requires so much energy and responsibility and an understanding of people. So when you grow your business, you grow yourself, which means you actually become more relatable because you've been through more stuff and you've been through challenges. And even if the challenges are not the exact same challenges that other people have been through, because you're a human being and you've been through a challenge, you can relate. And on top of that point, if you've gotten this far in life, whatever you've ever connected with someone on at this point in time before you become a millionaire, you can still use as connection points. They don't go away. They're still your life experience. So what I want you to do is if this is something that resonates with you, leave a comment and let me know. Let me know if this is helpful to realize that, one, money is a magnifier of who you really are. So it's not going to change you unless you choose to let it change you. And And two, that the more experience you get in life, and you get lots of experience when you're growing a business, right? You just have more points to be relatable on because you've been through more of things in the trenches, shall we say. So, and don't forget that earlier part, it never leaves you. So those connection points of whether it was travel or things you like or an animal you have or what have you, they're still yours, right? They're still yours. All right, so leave a comment, and also if you know someone who's ever felt this way, tag them so that they can see this and have this shift. Because when you feel safe enough to go for your dreams, because it's not going to take away something that's so important to you as being able to relate to other people, you will have a breakthrough. That is a big breakthrough, because now you can give yourself permission to go forward without feeling the fear of losing something that's a part of who you are. And that's powerful. All right, so I look forward to your feedback.